Well, howdy, y'all, and welcome to another episode of Meet My Guitar. This week we have a Gibson, a dusty Gibson Spanish guitar. That's what the SG stands for. I thought it stood for a solid guitar, which I think probably makes more sense if you think about it, because this doesn't look terribly Spanish. But anyways, this one that we have before us, 1986. It started life looking very, very different than it is now. A lot of work happened to this thing to get it to this dusty, crusty state. And I'm going to tell you about as much of it as I remember, because I've not done anything to it except own it and worship it. This guitar came to me from Matt Doyle, the guitar player from the blues rock trio Brown Lasers, and also the drummer from the band Bananas, not to be confused with Banana. Anyways, this guitar originally belonged to Jay Heasley, and it started its life Corvette red, and from all the pictures I've seen, ugly as hell. Jay Heasley, you might know from the band Rivers and Plains or Unidentified. Also, the current Smash Success podcast, All Your Things Are Gone, that has featured such luminaries as the previously aforementioned Matt Doyle and also myself. And someday we'll have Jeff Mueller from June of 44 on it, so that's pretty good company. Anyways, this was Jay's. At some point, ended up in the hands of Matt. They lived together. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that'll be a part of the story. I'm gonna walk over to my bench, my toolbox rather, over yonder, grab a screwdriver. So, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna open this up so we can look at some of the electronics. So yeah, this thing started out Corvette red, pretty ugly. 2 pickups, and I believe just a volume and a tone and a toggle. So, in the course of Matt owning this, another odd thing about it. Well, not odd. I don't know. Is it? It has a mahogany body, as you can see here. But it has, and you can't really tell because I believe he did some work to dye it, but it has a maple neck. A fairly figured maple neck. But it also has a maple headstock. So it's kind of, SGs are more mahogany on mahogany kind of a thing. This one, not so much. So Matt did a lot of work to, oh, there we go. Matt did a lot of work. He apparently profiled the neck down substantially, and then there was a lot of work faking the colors to make everything all blend pretty good, which, on account of the 600 grit finish job underneath, has allowed a bunch of this to come off pretty easily. I've unfortunately examined and dug at a little bit of it, and I probably regret that now, but also it is what it is. So look, here you can see an abandoned hole, and I think he filled in, there's the output jack. Oh, that's interesting to see what the tone cap is. And it's just kind of a jumble of wires. It all looks pretty good, actually. All I plan to do is blast this thing with some deoxit. So, which one is that chicken head knob that goes with, here. And as you can see, one pickup goes here, the other pickup goes here. and then the sound out from that follows in line. But the point being that is, pardon me, I hurt my shoulder. I'm having a tough time working a guitar and the camera. It's a very professional setup. Anyways, that knob is the way to access the middle pickup. When the knob is there and you're on a rhythm, it's just the neck pickup. If you turn it the other way, it's just the middle pickup. Treble is just treble. And then that's the volume and the tone for that pickup. So then that would blend. But if hypothetically, if you put this in the middle position, it's a middle blend of these two. So in the middle you could technically have all three. And there's no tone, just the volume, master volume that controls those two. I think there's definitely some ways to do it differently. This guitar fucking rules. Everything about it is perfect. I love it. I've loved it from the time that Matt let me play it. And then I don't fully recall the process of it becoming mine, but that it was on a birthday. It was told to me, you should keep that guitar, and happy birthday. So the only thing I've ever done to it is I added that truss rod cover because, and actually now that I'm much more of a luthier, I think I'd like to perhaps scuff up the truss cover a little bit so that it kind of blends in with this dusty. No, I'm going to take all the dust bits apart. Ugh, yeah, and there's that. So, yeah, I'm gonna do what I do. Oh, and another thing that Matt has done is I believe he steamed off this board and bought a board with the binding already on it, I believe, from StewMac, and installed this on this guitar. The frets are a little bit beat. The wood is so pretty, though. That rosewood's very, very nice. Yeah, this guitar is just, it's so fucking sick. I fucking love it. The nut is the issue, if there is an issue. Whoops, I'm gonna block the light. But it's not great compared to every nut that I had made prior to this one. This was like fucking awesome because it was bone and it was polished, and generally it functions. I don't know if you can see the little black line there is a piece of duct tape. That's what I did to raise it up and considered it good. Now that I've cracked the code on, bone nuts, I'm going to put some work into this guitar and give it a new nut. I don't want to mess with any of it really too much. I think I'm going to clean it up completely because I've let it go, but also like when I got it, I was afraid of it. And I just wanted to keep all of Matt's fucking mojo and shit on it. Oh, the reference to picking at the headstock was this. This is fucking dumb. I should have just left it. It takes away from the book shaped headstock kind of vibe thing, but also it's just a weird thing to pick at. But anyways, all of this stuff has all kind of come off naturally. So maybe it was inevitable. But yeah, just gonna spray the shit out of those pots with deoxit and put some new 9s on it and make a new bone nut, and that's it. And then just keep playing this thing because it's possibly the nicest playing of all of my guitars. And Matt would probably disagree. Well, about it being nice playing, but a bunch of my guitars are pretty shitty, so the bar is low. But anyways, that's about it for this one. So I'm going to do a follow-up video once I have put new strings on it and made it good. So that's it for now. All right. Crap Factory out.